Hi, so this 2 minute tech tip is actually going to be a little bit longer than 2 minutes, but I think it's worth it because today I wanted to take a few minutes and show you a new feature that's been rolled out to our G Suite for Education domain. So if you've gone into Drive already today or I think yesterday, you might have already noticed this. But if you haven't, if you take a look in your Drive page, you'll notice that where it used to just say My Drive and then shared with me, we've got this new line in here called Team Drives. And this is pretty cool. So Team Drives are exactly what they sound like. These are drives that are shared amongst a group. Now, some of you might be saying, well, I can already do that if I just take a folder and share it with some other people. That's true to an extent. But there are some pretty significant differences with a team drive, and some of them I think you're going to like. One of those that's kind of nice is, let's say, for instance, that you have a team drive for your grade level. So let's say you're in 5th grade, and you have a team drive that includes all 5th grade teachers across the district. If one or more of those 5th grade teachers ended up leaving the district and had their district Google accounts disabled or deleted altogether, any documents that those people put into the team drive are still going to be there, because team drive documents don't belong to individual people the same way they do in your drive. They belong to the team. So that's kind of nice. So it means that those things will always be accessible to the members of the team. So that's handy. There are also some management tools that you'll see that could be probably pretty handy if you're creating a team drive for a committee or maybe even for your classes. So let's take a look at that. So here I am in Team Drive, and right now you'll notice that I don't have any team drives. I haven't created any yet because I wanted you to see how the process works. Now you'll notice that when I go to My Drive, if I click on the triangle, I can see all of the subfolders that I have inside there. The same thing will happen once you have multiple team drives. So if you start or you're invited to multiple team drives, if you click on that triangle, eventually you'll have a list of all of your drives underneath. One of the reasons that's handy is because once you have team drives established, if you have files over here in My Drive that you want to add to a team drive, just like you would normally with Drive, all you need to do is click and hold and drag that over and drop it into the right team drive. You'll get a message about it going into a shared drive, and just click OK, and it becomes part of that drive as well. Okay, so let me come back over here to Team Drive, and I'm going to hit Create Team Drive. First thing it asks me to do is to give it a name. So we'll just call it Demo Team. And you'll notice that a lot of the interface stays the same, so I still have the navigation over here. I still have that new button where I can create new documents and folders and things like that. But because I'm the person who created this team drive, there are a couple of other things that I can do that have shown up over here. So for instance, one of them that I can do is I can change the theme. So I can pick from their gallery and pick a different picture that I want to have show up. Say that one. Hit select, so you'll see that it changes that header. Now the next thing I need to do is start adding people to my team. Just so you know, if you get called away at this point, or you click over here and go to My Drive, anything that you've done so far, which is only naming the team and picking a theme, that all goes away. The team isn't actually created until you've added at least one member beside yourself. So if I click on that triangle, you'll notice that there's still nothing showing up here. That's because I haven't actually fully created the drive yet. So when I click Add Members, or I could also do it through here, I can add and I can manage members. I'll talk about that in just a second. But if I click on Add Members, if you've ever shared a document in Google Drive, you know that there are levels of permissions or levels of sharing for documents. The same is true of a team drive. So when I want to add people to this team drive, all I need to do is put in their names, which will then pop up list, and I can just click on which one is the right one, or their email addresses. And again, the way Team Drive works, it only works if you have an @maloneschools.org email address. So unfortunately, you cannot invite people outside of our Google domain into a team drive. That's not a Malone thing, that's a Google thing. Okay, so anybody with an @maloneschools.org email address can be invited into the team drive. Now, right here where it says full, if I click on that, this is where we see the levels of access. And you'll notice that it says by default, it's always full access. So if I'm not thinking about it and I just go in and I put in 30 email addresses and I click send, it invites those 30 people into that team drive, and they're all invited in as full access. Okay? And you'll see that what that means is they can manage members, which means they can add new people to the drive. They can also take people out of the drive. They can upload, edit, and delete all files. Okay, so that's full access. The next level down is edit access, and you'll notice there are two major things missing. They can't change the members of the drive, and the other thing they can't do is delete delete files. So this may end up being the level that you might want for a lot of people in the group, just because you may not want files accidentally getting deleted, but you also may not want people going in and actually being able to add more people or remove people. Then the last two levels, again, very similar to what you would get with the Google Doc, comment access or view access. If you were going to create a shared team drive with your class of students, this may be how you want to invite students. You may want them to be able to see the files that you have inside that team drive, but you may not want them being able to add stuff on their own, or you may not want them being able to change it, edit it, all that kind of stuff. So those may be useful at that level. Okay, so for now, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to put in a demo student account. And I am going to go ahead and say, welcome to the drive. And I'm going to click send. Okay. Now the reason why I wanted to do that is because I wanted you to see that now one of the things that I can do is, it says 2 members. I can also manage members. So if I went back in and I accidentally invited a bunch of people and gave them full access, but what I actually meant to do was give them edit access, you can fix that. You can go in and click on manage members and then just change their access level there. Okay, so go ahead and click done, and we still have now 2 members. Okay. So go ahead. I encourage you to take some time, try out Team Drive. Like I said, think about how you might use that amongst your grade level or different committees that you belong to. Easy way to share resources. You might want to think about it for your classes, either for this year or next year, but definitely a kind of cool new option. So as always, if you have any questions or run into any problems with it, please feel free to give me a call or get in touch with me through email. I am happy to help you out. Thanks.